What's good, y'all? Akil here, back with another video, and today I'm going to share some of my sneaker sales with you guys from this past weekend. We've been selling a ton of shoes, and I usually try to throw in some clothing and some electronics in some of these what sold videos, but lately we've just been moving a ton of shoes. So I think I'll probably throw in maybe one or two different items in here, but like I said, for the most part, it's mainly just sneakers that I picked up from Ross, some from the outlets as well. I think I even got one in here from TJ Maxx, which I hardly ever source, but I decided to throw it in the video anyway. So if you guys haven't already, make sure you subscribe, hit that like button, and without further ado, let's get into it. Alright, y'all, so first up we got this pair of Nike Air Pegasus, but these are like the AT winterized editions. I was selling a ton of these Nike Air Pegasus in the past in just different colorways. This was the first time I came across a pair of this like triple black colorway. So I know, especially myself, I'm a huge fan of just all black sneakers. Not so much like all black Air Force Lows, but triple black colorways, really do like those a lot. So I decided to pick these up, and I listed them kind of high since I was like one of the few people that actually had these listed online, and they sold for $120 in a little over a month. So decent amount of time to see a good return on these. I think I picked these up for 50 bucks from Ross, and like I said, I was taking a chance on these because certain times I would see these in just different colorways and they would sell for, you know, maybe 100 plus at the very least. But these, I just wanted to see if I can actually move them, and somebody picked them up. So thankfully I was able to put these in a padded flat rate envelope and get them shipped out. But the good thing is I finally got that notification that my padded flat rate bag should be here soon, since they were just shipped out. I made my first order on August 3rd. And my second order I made just a couple days ago because that other one was taking a very long time to get here, and both of those orders should be shipped out soon. So if you guys haven't already, make sure that you put in some decent orders for your shipping supplies, especially the padded flat rate bags, only because I know USPS has a ton of delays, and for fourth quarter you definitely don't want to, you know, drag your feet when it comes to shipping supplies. So for me, I'll probably order about 100 bags every day this week just so that I can have enough on deck. Next up, we got a pair of these Nike Air 720s for women, and this was in a size 7. Really dope white and red colorway. Picked these up from Ross again for 50 bucks. There were a few people that had these listed, so I didn't want to price mine too high, and of course I didn't have the original box, so that always affects the price. But at the end of the day, these sold for $105, and like I said, sold in about maybe 3 to 4 weeks. So not a super fast sale either, but I realized size 6 and size 6.5 and 7, I'm not gonna say I'm not gonna pick those sizes up when I go to Ross, but those sizes tend to move the slowest, so I always try to keep those type of things in mind. But for the most part, anytime I see 720s, I usually always pick them up. Alright, y'all, so stepping away just from the shoe just for a second, is this called the Casio Freedom Vision TV. Now this is like an old school electronic item. It's like a TV / radio, and this is really dope. I'm pretty sure people that are camping or like just do long road trips would really appreciate something like this. And the last one that sold online, I think sold for like maybe 50 or 60 bucks, but I was the only person with this one at the time, so I just listed mine for $79.99 free shipping. Wasn't accepting any offers, and it took maybe about a month and a half for this to sell, but it finally did move. So this one was a really good flip. I'm still trying to keep my eyes peeled to some of these electronics and just hard goods in general, because shoes are selling really well for me, but I still like to have my hands in just other categories just in case sneaker sales tend to slow down, and stuff like this is the type of stuff I'm always looking for. Next up, we got a pair of Adidas joggers, and these actually came out of the personal collection. I had these for a while, and I'm just trying to just split up some of these track pants and like mismatching jackets and pants that I have. I'm really just trying to just have complete sets from now on. So a lot of these things that I'm just had sitting in my closet, I'm gonna slowly but surely start listing some more either on Poshmark or here on eBay. But it is what it is. I listed these I think 3 or 4 days ago, and they sold over the weekend. So really quick sale. Of course, I didn't think anybody else was going to have these. I didn't price them too high and price myself out of the market. I just priced them for $30 free shipping, and it sold really quickly. If you do have any clothing in your closet right now that you're not necessarily wearing, just take full advantage of it, get it listed, and you might be able to get some more money and then put that money right back into your business and just grow your business overall. Next up, we got a pair of Adidas Predators, and I believe these are the 19.4s in a size 13. Now, when it comes to soccer shoes and soccer sneakers and cleats and all those types of stuff, I try to get like smaller sizes, size 8 through like 9.5, 10.5. All those sizes are really good. Once you start getting to like 11 and 13 and 14, that's when the sizes tend to that's when the sales starts to slow down a lot. So I picked these up from Ross. I believe these were on clearance for only $3.99. And these ended up selling for $39.99. Took about maybe a month and a half for these to sell, so they didn't take too long, but the main reason why I picked them up in the first place was because they were on clearance in Ross. If I had to spend 20 or 25 bucks for these, I probably wouldn't have took a chance on them, only because I know size 13 soccer cleats take a lot longer to move. So always keep that in mind if you guys are out and about and you're checking the clearance section. If you see big football cleats, big baseball cleats, big soccer cleats, I usually pass on them because they just take way too long to sell. Next up, this was definitely a surprise. We got a pair of New Balance, and these are the 997s, and these sold for $100. I seen a ton of these in Ross. I didn't pick all of them up because at first I was kind of on the fence. Some were in much smaller sizes, size 8, size 8.5, and those are smaller sizes as well, that if I see a ton of shoes and they're in just smaller sizes, I would usually pass on them. So I picked these up because these were a size 10.5 and they sold for $100. So I was definitely glad with that, and I think I picked these up for like $27.99. So really good amount of profit on these, and once again, these were able to fit in a padded flat rate bag. Next up, keeping it going with the New Balance, we got a pair of New Balance 998s, and I picked up 2 pairs of these for I think $24.99 or $22.99 from Ross. Both were a size 13. The width was a 2E, and I picked them up from 2 different Rosses, and people were just passing on these for some reason, because when I got there that day, I can tell somebody had got there before me because the shelves were kind of ran through. And then of course, once I got to the register, somebody told me I got here a little too late. So that's how I know I got there too late. What it is, I was still able to pick up some New Balances, picked them up for like $24 or $23, and they sold for $100. And I picked up 2 pairs, so both have already sold, and I'm just glad that these New Balances are starting to fly off the shelves, because I used to see New Balance all the time, but honestly, ever since Kawhi Leonard signed to New Balance, I think that just kind of gave them some new energy, and now their stuff is, flying off the shelves. So I'm definitely going to keep my eyes peeled for more New Balances. Next up, we got a pair of Adidas, and these are actually the shoes that I picked up from TJ Maxx. I usually don't source in TJ Maxx. There's one not too far from my house, but it's really never in my rotation in places that I usually source from. And I picked these up when they had when TJ Maxx just opened back up, so they had a ton of stuff on clearance. I think these were like $25 or $29.99, one or the other, maybe a $5 difference, but these sold for $80. When I first listed these, I had them listed for I think $89. Checked back in after a month and some change, lowered the price to $79, and they sold right after that. So you always want to make sure that you're going into your store, checking your prices, changing your pictures, adjusting your listing, just so that your store is active. And sometimes just by changing your price, maybe $5 or $10 would help it move a lot faster, and that's what happened with these. Next up, we got a pair of these Nike LeBron Soldiers, and these are the Soldier 12s in a size 17. Now, I tell you guys all the time, I don't pick up huge sizes often, right? So this was one of those experiments that I did a while ago. I had these shoes in the inventory for maybe 6 or 7 months. It took a very long time for these to sell, but they finally did move for $69.99. I picked these up for $10, and I had these in the inventory for a while, like I said. So overall, just glad that I was able to get these flipped. Sometimes if I see some good LeBrons in a big size, I might take a chance on it. But like I said, for the most part, just be prepared to wait a very long time, especially when you start getting into size 17, 18, and above. And these I think were $10. Sold them for $70. Was able to fit these, not in a padded flat, because size 17 is way too big. But I shipped these out via pirate ship. And if you guys aren't familiar with pirate ship, I'll put the video in the cards so you guys can check out how I ship out really big shoes using pirate ship. And next up, we got a pair of these Timberland Euro hikers, and I picked up a bunch of these over the past few days from Ross. I'm really trying to hone in heavily on Timberland boots, only because I know just boots in general are going to be flying off the shelves over the next few months, and these boots sold really quickly for $109. So I also shipped these out via pirate ship. I think I picked these up for maybe $44 in Ross. So made some decent profit, just about double up in terms of profit on these, and overall very glad I was able to pick these up. At first I actually thought these boots were for women, mainly because of the colorway. They had some pink and some blue, but once I looked at the tag and the tag said men's, I made sure I just listed it as such, and it sold really quickly. And so far I think I picked up maybe 5 or 6 of these, and 3 of them already sold. So we still have a couple in the inventory, but overall these Timberland Euro hikers have been selling really well for me. Alright y'all, that's all I got for today's video. So if you guys enjoyed that one, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.
For the winner, cause you felt like you was losing, only for the winner. Move just to keep from cooling, like only for the winner, only for the winner, only for the winner. Boy, my heart is cold, and I'm too cool to sweat it. I should've never offered it. I'm tight and now I'm off this shit. You should wanna be a real one. Earn the bases hard, I still won. Tired of wasting